Hello, everyone. Welcome to this energy reading. We are going to do a quick check-in for the energy that this full moon is bringing to the collective. Now, I'm going to do a masculine and feminine reading, classic, but I also want to start with a few messages that were coming through very, very strongly. I'm speaking very quickly because I'm looking at the battery. I really hope that I can finish this video by the time the battery is dead. Right. Okay, so there were some messages that were coming through very, very strongly, and this is the first time that I actually I wanted to take notes and actually come on here and read them through. So I hope that they're coming back again, all of them, because I didn't do that. Okay, there was a message that was coming through for the feminine, and there was a message that was coming through for the masculine. For the feminine collective, there's a okay, I'm gonna share this. There is a need for the feminine energy to connect more with the 3D, to get more practical and to get more grounded in the 3D. What do I mean by that? So I believe that all these like terms of divine feminine, divine masculine, ascension, etc., they were vehicles for us to go through this transformation. However, I don't believe that it's serving us right now to just be in our clouds and preach from there. And it's actually, part of it is a message for your own well-being, for your own mental health. Like a lot of the things that you may have had to give up on as you went through this huge initiation, like, I don't know, physical exercise or things that you used to enjoy, like hanging out with friends, or maybe something new, or maybe a new hobby that you want to take on. Why is this important? This balance is actually going to help you channel even more accurate messages, and is going to give you a much more healthy outlook on your purpose. Now, here's the thing. A lot of the divine feminines, the struggle has been around safety, feeling safe into the world, right? That's why we have withdrawn, and we have been mostly around with our gifts, with God, with these energies, right? Working a lot with energy, and being outside was actually just very, very, very sensitive for us. But we need to bring our mastery out into the world, right? And this is what the masculines will definitely help us with as well. Now, today I went to a hair salon, and it's funny because I was in a like really low mood with this whole full moon thing. I am really struggling to get through the Pisces season. Usually, Pisces is my opposite sign, and I'm usually really, really getting this itchy feeling, like, when is it over? Because of the whole water, because of the whole like delusional stick your head in the sand kind of energy of Pisces. I'm a very practical sign. I have like 70% of Earth in my chart, and it's like the whole water thing gets me. It really gets to me. So I was going there like in a very bad mood. I even canceled before, and I called back, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go there. And the whole chat conversation that was there, and I'm like, oh, should I engage? Should I not engage? And I started to be like, okay, a little bit more open than usual, And actually, as I went through the conversation, the lady, like, she gave me a whole new, like, not a whole new perspective, but it's like, she mirrored the energy to me in a way that it was like, oh yeah, I get it. That's actually simple. That's the reason why you're feeling this way. And I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here? And this is like, I feel like we've been living in this energy of, oh, nobody gets us. We're going through this ascension. These peasants over there, they're not getting it. But, in a way, it's like, is that really the point of everything, right? Not everyone came here for ascension. I just saw 16, 16, and 17 sharp. Anyway, not everyone has come here for ascension. We are like consultants, right? We're not going in a company and be like, oh, get all this stuff people over here. It's like they are earthlings. They are here for a different purpose, right? And being a hairdresser, being a stylist, being a baker, being a I don't know. It's like these are all purposes. These are all different purposes that if you're not here to ascend Mother Earth, then it's like, I don't know. I feel like this energy, this whole Virgo energy is really encouraging us to be more practical, to be more like grounded, because like we've been, I don't want to say delusional, but it's like a wake-up call. And it's really just making you like better navigate reality. So this is for the feminists. For the masculines, there was a message around actually, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna pull cards after that. I want to say, like, I know I usually am quite toughy with the masculines. However, I must say there is a beautiful energy advocate. Ooh, the advocate. There is a beautiful energy that is coming through for the masculine collective, especially, like, I want to say I've been engaging with some people that I've been working with, like other masculines, like around me, and I feel there is a lot of growth. Like, I have been actually, honestly, quite like pleasantly surprised to see that. So there is a particular portion of the collective that is is on mission, is like advocating for the new earth. And it's I believe that as the feminine, we don't always see that reflected in the person we are energetically connected with, because we're like holding them to a higher standard, or because we cannot see past our own wounds. Like, there's an energy around that where we don't see the growth because we maybe have certain expectations, right? Maybe there's something that is ego, like the ego gets in the way. There's something attached to the ego that is preventing us from seeing the growth that is actually there. And I'm here to confirm you that. Okay. All right. Let's just de-advocate again. Okay. Should I live it for the masculines, the advocate? Okay, we'll see. So for the masculines, we have the advocate. Yeah, this is like the Aries energy, because it's like, okay, like I'm going full. I'm choosing this path. I don't want to say nonsense, so I'm just going to pull for the feminist. We have the Democrat in the reverse. Is there another card? Okay, let me just put this. For the masculines, we have the advocate. What is the energy for the feminines? 2 cards. The ancestors. This deck is very, very weird to shuffle. Like, it's very precise. The messages are very sharp. The Sage in the reverse, though. It takes a while, but when the message is the Knight. Oh, yeah. That was the other message. That was the other message that I wanted to share, is that I believe like the Divine Feminines are waiting for their Knight in shining armor. And I'm going to explain why I'm not using this as like derogatory or like a criticism. It's because it's time. Personally, there is no cell left in my body that believes that I am the one who's going to hold the weight of the new Earth, or that is going to make this whole masterpiece by myself, right? New Earth by Anna Intuitive. It's nonsense to believe that, right? So the feminists hold the vision. Yes, they have been holding the torch. They have been holding the light. They have been holding these codes. They have been holding the vision. They have been holding the faith for so long. And now it's time for the masculines to come in with the support that they need, not what they think they need, but the support that the feminists actually need to birth this into the world. I really strongly believe that this is the message, right? So it's like, I was hearing as well, I think I'm going to call it like that, this episode. I was hearing change of guards, changing the guards. The feminists are no longer going to be, this is why we have like masculine energy here. And that's why when I channel for the feminines, we have the Knight, which means like the masculines are coming in to take the lead. The masculines are coming in to advocate for the new Earth. The masculines are taking on the role of leadership, because that's how it's supposed to be, right? The masculine is the wall, right? The masculine is the outward energy. The feminine is the inward. So whatever the feminine is going to do is not going to be like so out there as much as the masculine, right? They are going to work more on like with energy. They're going to work more on creative stuff, right? It's not going to be as like action oriented as the masculines. And this energy screams Aries. This energy screams Aries every season. Like it's there, it's coming. It's like one more week or like a couple of weeks until the whole Piscean age is done. Now we have Pisces over here as well. And I cannot stress this message enough. Like the feminists, I really believe like they're also releasing control and surrendering as well, because they have realized like it's not meant to be done on your own. It's not how God intended. Like, no, there was no point in this journey where you were supposed to do this all alone. And this is like Virgo energy as well, like perfectionist, like, roll up your sleeves and just do it, which is amazing. And you should definitely like congratulate yourself for being just the awesome, amazing leader that you are and for showing up. However, there is an energy of shift, like complete shift. And now it's like you need to learn how to surrender control and better communicate your vision to the masculines so that they can take the lead. And of course, you got to learn to trust them. You got to learn to just give them their role, to like let them do what they're here to do. I want to read the Advocate. Time for teamwork. I mean, enlisting the help of others and a little bit of fact finding. By all means, speak up. but brush up on your communication skills by pausing to listen until you are certain that your message will be taken in the right context and be as effective as possible. If you are stuck, then you need to reevaluate your commitments. The advocate is dedicated to change for the greater good, and they will create a life that revolves around this. Those in their sphere, are thought of a team and family members working with them in all sorts of capacity for their shared vision. And this is Aries. What did I just say? Commitment, friendship, communication. The shared vision. The masculines are taking commitments to, they're shifting their commitments and advocating for the new Earth. I cannot be any more clear than that. Okay, do we have, I don't think I'm even going to pull tarot. I believe that these are the messages that really wanted to come through today. Working as a team as well, like this is what I wanted to emphasize, is like working as a team. Oh yeah, okay, there was another message that was coming through around like Cancer, more water. Okay, yeah, so there was another message around ego and Libra is again partnership for the masculines. The message was around ego. So ego has very sneaky ways for us to prevent us from seeing the actual truth. One way in which you are disconnecting from reality is if you project okay, this is what I wanted to share, and I started with this. These terms, divine feminine and divine masculine, they are like our north node, okay? They are embodiments of what we came here to be vessels for. These are energies that we're meant to embody. However, it's a journey, and we all know that. Now, when this journey has been so much in separation, in, Hanged Man, it's like, it's been very much in isolation with the Four of Swords, Seven of Cups. And it's easier when you project to envision a perfect reality, right? Obviously. Then when two imperfect humans come together and they're like, uh-oh, wait, but like my manifestation is not in its full form. Yes, but they're also not a god. They're a human being. And I believe these are like, I don't want to say unreasonable, because I don't want it to be interpreted in a way that is not meant to be shared. But there's an energy of like more compassion towards one another. And honor your differences, okay? Honor your differences in a way that is actually really going to bring this teamwork into like solidify it instead of pulling you further apart. So usually, what do I mean by that? For the masculines, this is usually around like their emotional expression, right? They're not as eloquent, they're not as articulate, let's just say, as the feminists to express their internal emotions. Same goes for the feminines. I personally struggle a lot with, I internalize my thoughts in a way where it's hard for me to explain with like words, if it's not energy or if it's not emotion, but like concepts is, I get them, but it's just very hard for me to like translate them, which is why like it took me 7 years to write a book. So when you see this from a different perspective, instead of looking at your counterpart and be like, oh, he's an idiot, he's not telling me his feelings, or oh my god, she's such a, obviously I'm saying this in a very sweet way, but it's like, oh, I wish she was more like me, or I wish he was more like me. You can help each other grow. And this is what partnerships are all about. Like, I'm going to call out the energy in which this collective has been for the past, for the whole Piscean age, which was like, oh, I wish like my manifestation was perfecter. Well, it's like, it's a process. We're growing there. We're not meant to be there in that sense, because it's, this next level is actually going to help you get there in partnership. It's not like, oh, I'm going to like reject the support of the masculine, I'm going to build a business on my own, like a business, like a boss babe, and then the masculine is over there like, oh, I'm just going to close off and not express my feelings of vulnerability, and just, I mean, she's a psychic, so she's gonna pick that, like she's gonna figure that out. I don't have to tell her. Well, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You both have to bring out the, like with the moon here, like you both have to bring out your essence in a way that is, makes sense for the other. And that takes partnership, that takes work, that takes understanding, that takes real, tangible, real life shit. Okay, like I'm really feeling like I need, like, people need, people, all of us here on this Two of Cups, of course. All of us here on this channel, on this community, I believe we need a bit of a cold shower to get out of that energy of like, Four of Cups, my manifestation is not here, or it is here. You know, I was thinking the other day, okay, and I'm going to wrap this up. The other day I was on the street and I was recording a podcast, and my first healer, my first Syrian healer, I remember she was telling me that, oh, I have this vision of you where you are like either recording something or using like voice to, like speech to text, and it's like, I can see you doing that a lot in your future. That was like 7 years ago. And the other day I had this like flashback, and I'm like, oh wow, so 7 years ago I was just like envisioning that, and it felt like I was putting it on a pedestal. I was putting it on like, oh my god, the day that I will be able to share my ideas with the world, and the day that I will be able to be in my purpose. It felt like so out of reach, right? Same with the book, right? I was like just only dreaming about it, having a channel with like, I had like 5 other platforms and nothing worked. And it's like, it's here, it sticks, it's here, right? Same goes with your counterpart, right? It's like they may not be in their full form. They may not be in their full form with this Four of Cups over here, the Empress in the reverse, and the Sun. So the Sun is masculine energy, and he's not looking through the right angle to see the feminine. Like, she's still there, but he's looking at her in the reverse. Because of their own acceptance, of their own vulnerability, of their own I guess, like, let's see what's the blockage. What's the blockage for the divine masculine is to see the feminine. Okay, I had it actually. The devil in the reverse, which is illusion, judgment. Yeah. Okay. 5 of Cups in the reverse and the King of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah. Again. So this is okay. This is the last message, and I'm gonna end with this. Judgment, obviously. Better judgment. 5 of Cups in the reverse. This is an energy where the masculine is, and I'm gonna say it's for both sides of the collective. This is an energy where the masculines have been too much in disappointment for a very long time that it's hard to admit that it's like it's actually here, right? King of Pentacles in the physical. Same goes for the feminines. And I'm going to use myself as an example. This freaking purpose has been a pain in the freaking ass. I believe that all throughout this journey, the way in which I was mirroring with my energetic partner, whether that was a twin flame or a soulmate or divine counterpart, the way in which we were mirroring each other was me and my purpose and them with regards to love. I really believe that that was the way in which the feminine was pushed to focus more on purpose, and masculines to focus like to attach to like love, right? And for me, in the way I translate this is if I were to be in this energy of partnership, 3 of Pentacles and the Advocate, okay? The masculine is coming here to offer support for the feminine, to help her with her mission, to help her with our collective mission, but it's like your own particular slice of this whole new earth pie. I would be like, oh, after trying for so long, like I'm tired of this, right? 5 of Cups in the reverse, like I'm so disappointed, I don't even want to try anymore. So this is an energy of a little bit of exhaustion. This is an energy of a little bit of like, is this really happening right now? And same goes for the masculines. For example, if they were just very disappointed by a past relationship or anything karmic, right? If they have put a lot of work into, let's say, supporting a karmic, whether that was a karmic family member or a karmic feminine, it's like they're coming into this energy. They're coming into this new beginning with the energy of, oh, I already know how this is going to end. 4 of Cups. Like this energy of, like, it's too much work. Because usually in karmic situations, in karmic scenarios, it's not a collaboration. It's not a teamwork. So yes, you are completely deprived of your energy. 5 of Cups, like you get out of there like, why did I even invest all this time and energy, right? So that would be the masculine is rebelling around like, oh, I'm not going to help again. But that's what you're meant to do. So we both have to like overcome these energies of the past and instead understand that it's like helping the person you're most meant to help, not allowing the 4 of Cups and the 5 of Cups of the past to prevent you from being this King of Pentacles, which like it's what is required of you in terms of your mission, in terms of your collaboration, like being the support system of the feminine. That is coming through very, very strongly. And, you know, the feminine energy as well is like there is a need to let go of control. There is a need to let go of past disappointments as well, because obviously we haven't had the proper support system. We haven't had the proper, there was either masculines who had an agenda. There were either masculines who didn't get the whole new earth, and they were looking at what's in there for them, or what's in there for it's just in a very distorted way, right? We have the earth energy with persistent patience and practicality. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So I really feel like this is coming down from the ethers and just approaching this whole project as a teamwork with practical steps, with King of Pentacles. There's so many pentacles over here. It's like there are cups as well. And this really screams to me like the masculine is seeing the feminine in a very distorted way. It's like they're looking through their wishful thinking, but they're not realizing they're not realizing that they themselves are not a divine masculine either. So it's like, instead of going back and forth around like you embody your highest form, no, you embody your highest form, like this is where we both are, like this, like an equal level, an equal exchange. No one is above the other. Of course, it's easier to see like the flaws in the other, but also understanding like they're also mastering their own area. And yes, we come with weaknesses. It's the package. It's this Two of Cups, like it's partnership. It's Three of collaboration. Like look at the cup. The Four of Cups is like 3 cups that are spilled, and 1 cup that is like, it's right in front of her over there. Is like, oh wait, like if I only look at the cup that is right in front of me, and I allow patience and I allow all these other cups to be filled as well over time, then it can really materialize with this King of Pentacles, right? So instead of looking at the whole picture and being like looking at what's missing, like I want to look at the things that I actually really truly manifested, and maybe there is a process that is going to unfold differently than what my mind was expecting. Maybe there's really this energy of like control, like trying to control the way things are, because we have been so much in an energy of projection. We have been engaging with not an illusion, but a vision. And now these pentacles are about like coming back to earth, grounding yourself in what's there instead of just focusing on a potential. And again, I don't mean that this is the best we can get. Obviously not. We are still progressing towards a more embodied and higher version of ourselves. However, we're no longer doing it in the same way that we used to do it in the past. We're no longer doing it in a way where it's like in isolation, separate. And this is also the ego's sneaky way. I just saw the 7 of Swords somewhere there. This is the ego's sneaky way to like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Like, oh, I need to like, it's here, but I mean, is it really here? Yes. This is what I was getting truly, like, especially with this King of Pentacles, and the reason why I can read for the masculine collective is because I relate to my own feeling towards my purpose. And it's, when I was envisioning this, much more like idealistic, like, oh my God, everything is going to be perfect. But It takes work. It's still going to require me to perfect certain skills. It's still going to require me to translate this vision into reality. It's still going to take work with the collaboration card. It's still going to take freaking work. And same goes for the masculine. It's still going to take work in terms of their emotional expression, in terms of their emotional connection, in terms of their, like, this is the ego battling the heart. This is the ego saying, oh, it would be easier with someone with whom I don't need to be vulnerable. But that's not love, because love comes with vulnerability, right? It'd be easier to be with someone who's like more like a boss babe, or more like, just, that won't require me to be vulnerable. That won't require me to be like in my emotions and with all these cups over here, right? That's a choice. And some masculines will choose the ego. That's okay. Like, personally, at this point, I am in full surrender. Like, I gave up, like, union, purpose, like everything to God. Like, there is no cell in me that wants to control anything. And that's what I'm feeling like. This is the reason for it, is because the masculines are really taking the charge and they're really taking the control. And it's just, it feels so much natural. Like, yes, please. Like, it just did not feel natural for us to be in that energy for so long. And like, now we can finally rest in our feminine energy with this Empress in the reverse as well. It's like, what the last thing that I want to share is that what the masculines don't realize is that the feminine has had to be in her masculine for so long. So it's like, if they're looking at her from this perspective of like, oh, I wish she was more feminine. Well, it's like, with the proper masculine support, within the proper conditions, she will. Like, she is going to start opening in a way that is much more of her natural inclination. All I want to say is that all these cards over here are screaming partnership, because the next level is meant to be in partnership. Like, from here, if you're expecting the other to just show up in a much more in a perfect way, in an idealistic way, it's just not gonna happen, because you're meant to bring this contribution to each other's lives, and that's how it was designed. So argue with God if you want, because otherwise, like, it's a waste of time. Anyway, this message was like very, very intense. Not intense, but it was like kind of like difficult to put into words, because I feel like we're in between energies. But again, this screams Aries energy. The feminines, like the Empress in the reverse, is like, she can rest, because the Sun card, this is the other interpretation of this message, is like, the masculines are now taking the lead, are now in control, and the feminine, she can rest, right? She's the support of the masculines. She's definitely there to nurture, to really help them as a support system in different ways. The masculine will be there to support in the physical, King of Pentacles, but the feminine is there to support them to be in their highest form as well. And if they can do that without the feminine, well, I wish them a good waste of their time, because that's just not going to happen. Yeah. All right. I hope this message resonated. It's like crystal clear in the ways that it came through. Again, this beautiful Virgo energy is just really bringing us into a more practical energy, and two, in an energy of releasing control, right? Releasing control on both ends. Like the feminine, she needs to trust that this is happening, that the masculines are really taking the lead, that the knight in shining armor is coming. It's coming. And the masculines need to, like, let go of the stigma of like, oh, being a savior. Oh, an empress doesn't need saving. She's like all powerful. She's like all by herself. She's like, I mean, yeah, she has survived pretty well up until now. She can do it, but it doesn't mean that she has to. It doesn't mean that she will. It doesn't mean that God has intended for her to be this hard, because the masculine has a wound around being the savior for damsels in distress. Like, what are we talking about? This is not the same level. This is not the same category. This is like two of cups. It's like equal partnership, right? But it doesn't mean that there is no energy exchange and that you both are not helping each other in this way. And the same goes for feminines, right? A lot of feminines have this wound, like, for sure, around, oh, why do I want to support like emotionally a masculine who is maybe just gonna, take the credit for everything, or is just not going to show up in the ways that it's very vulnerable as well. So let's just all be more compassionate with each other. Let's just all see things for what they are, with this King of Pentacles in Judgment, and remove this energy of like disappointment and seeing things through the lenses of past failures. Gone. Like, the lessons have been learned. Shake hands with your past and say goodbye, because we're moving into the future. We're moving into the now, and it's not going to be the same way. We're not supposed to repeat the same lessons because we have graduated. And so there you go. That will be all for today, and I hope to see you sometime in the next episode. Take care, dear ones.